Welcome to Retirement Decoded with your host, Scott Tucker, where we break down the complexities of retirement planning to give you clear, actionable advice. Whether you're just starting out or getting ready to retire, Scott's here to help you make informed decisions and secure your financial future. Tune in each week as we simplify the process and decode the path to a stress-free retirement. Now, here's your host, Scott Tucker.
Welcome to Retirement Decoded with Scott Tucker. I'm your host, Scott Tucker. Welcome to the podcast. My trusty podcast co-host, as most of the time, is Associate Advisor Andre Hootie. Say hello, Andre Hootie.
Hello, Andre Hootie.
Andre Hootie, today we have a question from Linda. And Linda writes the podcast. She says, Scott, at age 63, it is so, she put a bunch of O's in this. Scott, at age 63, it is so tempting to take Social Security now and get another $33,000 a year. I'm going to fill in the blanks here of Social Security. So, Scott, it is so, I'm going to keep saying so like that. Scott, it is so tempting to take my Social Security now and get another $33,000 a year of income. I can get by staying at a part-time job and or using 3% of my investments to hold me over until age 67 or 70, but boy, is it tempting. It's kind of worded funny, right? We have to edit a lot of these. Yep. We should have edited these in podcast show prep.
We really should have next time.
Guess what we didn't do? We didn't edit these in podcast show prep. So Linda's 63. It's so tempting to take her Social Security now and get another $33,000 a year for Social Security. At 63, though, Andre, to file Social Security at age 63, probably not a great idea for most people.
Just because it's tempting and sounds like she has a job still. Yeah, I don't think I'd do it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are tempting. You probably shouldn't eat another bag of cookies, and you probably shouldn't, I don't know, whatever else is tempting. I'm not a cookie monster myself. I do enjoy a nice cold beverage, though, from time to time.
Oh, as do I.
Long-time listeners of the podcast will know that Andre came to this country when he was 3 years of age. He's not even 30 yet. And they have the Ukrainian beers.
They do.
And Andre, the other day at the office, I was showing you, and people might freak out with the conspiracy theories. I did an Ancestry DNA years ago, and every so often they refine their DNA thing, and they give you, I was showing you my little map at the office the other day. What's weird is I came back as like 33% Germanic or something, and only 2% French, and I should come back about 25% of each.
Right.
But there's a thing about that DNA testing, you don't get all the parts you're supposed to get. You get whatever parts you get in the genetic lottery.
They lied to me.
No, they didn't lie. No, my dad's still my dad. My mom's still my mom.
Well, aren't you supposed to go like 50-50, like you get 50% of the genes?
Oh, yeah. My parents didn't lie to me, right?
I hope not.
Tell me they didn't lie to me.
They didn't
and
lie.
Then, no, but I thought I'd be 25% German and 25% French and all this stuff. But I was like 33% Germanic, which can be Austrian and other things. And then like 2% French.
I'll have to take that test.
I was heartbroken because I studied French like 7 years in middle school and high school. Of course, I can't remember of any of it till I go there. Right. Then it comes back, which is really strange. Anyhow, so Linda says, Scott, get back to work here, Andre. So Scott.
Last thing I'll say about that ancestry test is I have yet to ever take one. And as far as I know, I am 100% Ukrainian. So I'm going to take that. And it's either going to say that I'm from nowhere or I'm just from that one place. We'll see.
Oh, boy.
I don't think anybody in my family has ever done that. So I don't know where they're going to match my DNA to.
Oh, wow. Well, it does not match to them.
Well, I guess I don't know how it works.
You could come back saying that you're Polish and Turkish.
But like, who do they compare me to, right? Like
Polish and Turkish. I don't know. You can compare you to somebody.
Oh,
I don't know. They put you all in the big hopper and you tell you who you are. But you already know who you are. You got to know who you are. So Linda says, Scott, at age 63, it's so tempting to take my Social Security now and get another $33,000 a year. And I think I'm kind of marking this up to make sense of it. And I think she's saying this should be a separate paragraph. I can get by staying at a part-time job and or using 3% of my investments to hold me over until age 67 or 70. I guess that takes Social Security then, I think she means. But boy, is it tempting. Andre, we get this question so much about Social Security. Generally, we should hold off taking it for good health until later on. Mm-hmm. Another one we see a lot, Linda, is sometimes we help same-sex couples also, and we help widows and widowers, and we help everybody. But we have a lot of this husband and wife deal, and sometimes the wife had kids, sometimes they didn't have kids, whatever. Andre, sometimes he didn't get pregnant. I love it when guys say they're pregnant.
I know. Did you see that article?
I'm like, Bob, you've been pregnant for years now, and there's finally a baby in there.
Yeah, it's
one in the oven. No, but that article. Oh, that's a whole nother. We're not going to talk about that today.
Nope.
We'll save that for another time.
Save that for radio.
Yeah, I know the article you're telling me about. We talked about that the other day. We're kind of befuddled with that one. Yeah. So we have a lot of this husband-wife stuff, and maybe they had kids and maybe they didn't. But oftentimes, maybe they had a child, or the wife may have gotten stuck is not the right word, but stuck taking care of the parents, her parents that she loves. But usually, if somebody's going to be more of a caregiver for parents, it oftentimes is going to be female. My mom's a registered nurse, so she's retired now, but she's 77 now. But oftentimes that's just naturally a role that women gravitate towards is caregiving. Or sometimes the men are better at negotiating for higher pay at their job or whatnot. They might just be a higher earner. So what I'm getting at here is sometimes you have the husband and wife, and the husband might even be a couple of years older than the wife, and then he might want to file at, say, 67 on Social Security, and he probably ought to wait till 70, because if something happens to Bob, then Mary's getting to keep the bigger of the two Social Security checks. Because if you don't know this already, you listener, we have two checks for a married couple, and one spouse dies, the smaller check goes away, the big check stays. If Bob runs out and files at 67 because he wants to buy a bass boat or whatever it is, I don't know, what does he want to do? Not a lot of bass boats around Chicagoland, Andre.
No, not
there's some.
Too many. Yeah, but I mean, you have to go up to Wisconsin more.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you like to fish.
I do.
Yeah, so don't go file at 67 because you want a bass boat, and then Lauren's like, hey, what about when you die or I kill you? And then she gets to keep the bigger check, but you've shrunken the bigger check because you're Mr. Man and you filed too early.
Right, yeah. No, you need to take into account your partner, right? It's you never know who's going to go first, and statistically speaking, the men usually go first.
Yeah, if there's and again, like I said, we help same-sex couples as well. We help single people. We help widows and widowers and all kinds of stuff. We help people who have been married for 10 years or longer and then divorced, not remarried. There's a whole other filing strategy there for Social Security. But what you see the most of, as far as for married people, we do see the most of are what we say mixed gender couples. We have all these new terms, Andre. Yeah. Mixed gender couples. So usually if there's a mixed gender couple, so if a man married to a woman in the United States, there's an 80% chance that the female outlives the male, and there's an 80% chance that married women married to a man, married women have an 80% chance of dying a widow in America. The man in the mixed gender couple, the husband and wife couple, the man only has a 20% chance of dying as a widower. So it's really important if you're a lady, tuckerretirement.com, get on our phone calendar. 15 minutes for free with one of our financial planners. We'll answer your questions, get your questions answered. But if you're a lady and you're married to a man, first of all, God bless you. I tell you what, it takes a lot of patience. That's what I'm told.
It does.
That's what I'm told.
Same.
So anyway, but if you're a lady married to a man, there's an 80% chance that Mr. Man goes before you do. You're going to bury him in the backyard probably. Make it look like an accident, whatever. Yeah. And then
we didn't say that.
Andre, have you hidden the shovel at home so Lauren can't come after you?
Yep, I've hidden the life insurance policies.
Hide the life insurance policy. That's another good.
Asking me.
I'll give folks another good tip about the life insurance policy. So usually Mr. Man's going to go first, and ladies are going to be the surviving spouses most of the time, 80% of the time. And so let's not have Mr. Man go out and file too early. Okay. So Linda says at 63, Scott, is so tempting to take Social Security now and get another $33,000 a year of Social Security income. Linda didn't say if she's married.
No, she did not. And that would be important for us to know.
There's a lot of I statements here. Either she's not married or she is large and in charge.
Yep.
Or medium size or petite and in charge.
Well, I mean, every once in a while we do come across some people that, although they're married, they like to do things separately, which I don't really get.
Some of them like to live separately.
That's a whole different story.
There's a whole lot of weird stuff. And not weird. It's just, hey, we're all different. We're like a bunch of snowflakes, right?
Yeah.
Like Andre, we're all unique.
Not one is the same, or not two are the same, right?
And Linda says I can get by staying at a part-time job and or using 3% of my investments. There's a whole other thing there too. A lot of folks think they can pick at a fixed 3% of their investments and not run out of money. That's a whole other topic for another time. And she says maybe she could hold out until 66 or 67, but it's tempting to take it now at 63. Yeah, You know what you don't, here's another, Andre, you've heard me say this before with clients at the office. Another way you can look at this, Linda, you don't need to make all the next, say you're 63, you don't need to make all the decisions out to age 70 today. What I might encourage you to do, and I don't know enough, but dare I say, I might encourage you just to put off this decision for another 12 months. You don't have, yeah, you're 63. You don't have to promise not to touch Social Security to 70. Can you just promise me one more year if you don't really need it? Because you already said you could get by.
Yeah, and I mean, a part-time job,
part-time job's better than picking at the investments.
Exactly. And, I had somebody came into the office, and I was sitting them a couple weeks ago with them, and it was an attorney, older gentleman, and he was saying how all his friends that retired dropped dead.
We've heard that a few times.
Yeah. I guess it's been more than once.
Makes me scared now. I have to work another 50 years.
Yeah, and it reminded me, he was like 85, 87, and I asked him, and I was like, "Why are you still working?" And he's like, "Yeah, because all my friends dropped out." He's like, "As long as I'm moving, I'm still living." So and
well, yeah, that goes for all of us, whether we're retired or not. But if we're still moving, we're still living. I think.
I guess that's self-explanatory. But the point stands, right? Linda? It's the part-time job isn't a great isn't a bad thing to do. It's a great way to pass some time, right, and get a little bit more income, shore up that retirement a little bit more, and then when you are ready to file, when that time does come, you can just enjoy your retirement that much more. Nobody
who's 63 wants to hear this, but Linda, you're only 63. A part-time job, 20 hours a week or something like that, wouldn't kill you. I know people love it when I tell them what to do. But yeah, you don't have to make all the plans from 63 to 70. Maybe just give this another 12 months before you decide to file too early and ruin your life. But not, and I would rather we do the part-time job thing. Linda, we also probably ought to talk about some tax planning for retirement. How much of your money as a percentage is set up in tax-deferred retirement accounts like IRA, 401k, and those. We might want to talk about Roth conversions and other kind of savvy tax planning to get us from tax-deferred to tax-free. It is possible, believe it or not, Linda, you can get to a tax-free retirement with some tax planning. So that might be a thing to talk about. TuckerRetirement.com, see our phone calendar. 15 minutes for free over the telephone in the coming week with one of our financial planners.
And let me say one other thing, because I've had some clients dealing with this right now. In their later 60s, and Linda, so you're a few years younger than them still. But I have two clients come to mind. One's 67, the other is 69, and both clients left their job. They retired, and just before they started working with us, they came to us. Said, "I'm retiring tomorrow," was one, and the other one was, "I retired last month." And when we started running the numbers, we realized that they really didn't save as much as they had thought. And when they went to go look for a job, well, lo and behold, it wasn't as easy finding one, when you're later in life.
Easier to keep the job you already have than to quit it and try to get it back or try to get a job somewhere else.
Yeah.
If let's pick on Linda somewhere. Linda, in her example, she didn't say if she's working or not, what's going on exactly. It was a little unclear. But Linda, let's say you have a full-time job right now, and this is not what you asked, but it's theoretical. This is what you asked. So say you're working full-time and you're 63. Maybe you got in there when you're 53. And it was easy to get in there 10 years ago at age 53. Now you're 63. If you quit a full-time job and we run your numbers and like, oh, wait a minute, you are way overconfident. You actually need to go back to a full-time job. I hate telling people that. Once in a while we find that. A lot of times we don't find that. I don't want to freak people out. But then you try as a 63-year-old to go get a full-time job again. That could be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it, but then the jobs you might get, you might not want.
Exactly.
Sometimes
your specialty or anything. Yeah.
You might have come from some, XYZ industry, and now you can't get back in that industry. And then, one idea is, well, why don't you just go get a full-time job at Costco? They will hire you at 63.
Well, some good discounts are here.
Yeah, I'm not allowed in Costco because then I come home with golf clubs and propane heaters. I cut myself off. I went cold turkey.
Did you cut yourself off, or did Natalie cut you off?
One time I came home with like 3 pounds of garlic cloves.
Oh my god!
And then I couldn't figure out why the house stunk. Another time I came home with like 10,000 Q-tips, or all that stuff they do.
I mean,
like, okay, I'm not. From now on, she can go to Costco. I cannot go to Costco. Not
she's
allowed.
Better at managing.
I am I'm like in Costco Users Anonymous.
Okay.
Hi.
I probably need to join too.
Hi, my name is Scott. I don't allow myself in Costco. But yeah, so Linda, so a lot of times they'll quit their job too early, and then the job they can get again, the job they used to have, they can't get back into, or that industry even. And then they don't want to go to get the job they can get. You can go get a full-time job at Target. You can go get a full-time job at Costco. You might be able to get where else could you get a full-time job, Andre?
Jewel. I mean, any grocery store, there's a lot of pretty.
Oh yeah. Who doesn't want to quit their job at 63 and then go work at the Jewel Osco, or in Chicago, and we call it the Jewels Osco. The Jewels, actually, we call it the Jewels.
Yeah. I mean, they're not the most glamorous jobs, but they're jobs. So if you really need one, I mean, it's there. But if you like your job right now or can tolerate it, maybe stay there.
It's easier. You get a wheel rolling, it's easier to keep it rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Once you come to a full stop, as they teach you in driver's ed, you come to a full stop, now you got to put a lot of energy in getting that wheel rolling again.
Yeah, great analogy there.
So, Linda, are you depressed yet? We told you everything you do not want to hear.
Yeah, sorry, Linda. It's, I mean, obviously it's your money, your choice. But, the best thing for you to do would probably be to hold off. Again, we don't know your whole situation, so definitely set up some time with us. Give us a call. We can go through your numbers, run through that and see where you are.
Well, don't give us a call. Specifically, do not give us a call. Andre, we're trying to not have unscheduled phone calls.
Well, schedule a phone time with us.
Yeah, at tuckerretirement.com. You can see our phone calendar, Andre, and you can schedule time right there with us. We'll talk to you for free, 15 minutes for free over the telephone. And again, we're federally licensed. We can help folks from all over the country, anywhere in the United States. If you're a foreigner, no. Well, actually, if you're a U.S. citizen of some sort, I have to check on the green card thing. I forget if that we haven't had that question in a while. I have to check on that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, why not?
Oh.
We'll ask compliance before we take them on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't see any issue, right? Like they're
well, we never see an issue. That's the problem. That's why we have the compliance people. We ask them.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
You've been listening to Retirement Decoded with Scott Tucker. I'm your host, Scott Tucker. The other voice there, Andre Hootie, Associate Advisor Extraordinaire. And go to tuckerretirement.com. We'll talk to you this week.
Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. has a strategic partnership with tax professionals and attorneys who can provide tax and or legal advice. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. A Roth conversion is a taxable event and may have several tax-related consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA. The views and opinions herein are those of Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AEWM and Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this podcast shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc.